Hello, welcome to podcast number 6. Today we will be doing 3 articles. We will be doing Trowel of the Week as we usually do, which is a good one this week. So yes, and I will be telling you before all of that what I'm doing right now. Well, not what I'm doing right now, but what I'm doing in general. So most of you know by now, if you follow me on my social medias, that I'm having a break from London. You won't be able to see me very much. It's one of the highlights of my year. I love going. I will do a video on that, and that will go out on one of the Saturdays with the podcast. I have been packing and trying to get the house straight. I've been to Hamworth Park car show. Last year you could actually go in the house, but unfortunately because it's so dilapidated, can't actually go in the house itself. It's all closed up to the public, but they had a car show in the grounds and it was lovely. I have been doctors, dentists. I had a filling. Turned out my dentistry, I have a feeling I keep having to see a dentist like every 2 weeks. Why? Don't talk to me about gardens. Do not talk to me about gardens. That's horrible. No. I have been gardening where I live. So on to article number 1. We Struck Gold is by the people, the Irish Examiner.com, and it says we struck gold, which sounds amazing. 13th century monastery unearthed in Meath. So they found this gold. Hugely significant find. A rare French structure of medieval pottery have been found during the recent archaeological dig. Yay, I said it right. Excavations or dig in Meath, supporting a long-held belief that the site was once home to a Cistercian monks from Normandy. Noted medieval experts Matthew Stout and his wife, archaeologist Geraldine Stout, have described the finds of the 13th, French jugs, bonjour, and ceramic roof tiles as hugely significant. So they're 12th century. That's 800-ish years ago. At the site of Baymore, just outside of Drogheda, they also found a corn drying kiln, dried peas, which says they proved crop rotation was ongoing in the 12th century. Surveying the unusual features of an existing gatehouse of the field, 2 of the island's foremost medieval building archaeologists, David Sweetman and Con Manning, that's a good name. That is a very good name, funny name, says that the diagonal French buttress is a very rare, if not unique, in Ireland. They now believe that the site of the Bubec is to be the home of 1200 or 13th century medieval monastery farm associated with French Cistercian foundation of Bubeco. The excavations were underneath at the behest of landowner and historian John McCullen, who has believed there was something special in about the ruins which lie in one of his fields. John has always believed that Bubec is a special place. We are fortunate people that we are able to unearth this amazing story, said Matthew Stout. Bubec is located to throw light on the involvement of the Cistercians as a commercial development, which means, in all retrospect, they were producing corn, they were producing food they could have produced food for the surrounding areas or shipped it back to France. You don't know. In commercial development, Bubec is the ideal location to throw light on the involvement of the Cistercian commercial development and international maritime trade of the Boyne Valley in the medieval period. The main aim of the project was to uncover the structural remains of the layout Cistercian foundations, receive evidence of French pottery, bonjour, an identity, the kind of agricultural production that the monastery grange would have exported and imported out. It is a big site, but we struck gold almost straight away and filled our shed with medieval pottery and artifacts, which we will now go for post-excavation work. We also uncovered a corn drying kiln and even dried peas that prove that crop rotation was ongoing in the 13th century. We know that Walter de Lacy gave the lands the Abbey of Bubec in Normandy in 1215, so it would have been about 100 monks living here up till the 16th century, so that's 1500s. Archaeology is not about finding treasure, but answers. But I think in the case we've hit the jackpot on both fronts, and we are hugely looking forward to getting back here next year. Now, with that, yes, it's not about the money. The history of the objects, everyday objects that you, me, that chuck away now, is about the history of the objects and the everyday people that use them and how they use them and what they use them for. That's how I see it. Article 2. Archaeologists discover an Anglo-Saxon royal manor in a beer pub garden. Gotta see this. And it's from News, BBC News, BBC iNews, yes, BBC iNews. Archaeologists discover an Anglo-Saxon royal manor in a beer pub garden. The royal manor people the builders didn't think, oh, there's going to be a pub on the site years and years later. We'll not build it here. The Saxon royal manor in a beer pub garden after 15 years of searching for it. Bloody hell. Really? Head of the archaeology team who found it said after spending 15 years looking for proof that the manor existed and was here, I am absolutely delighted, dear boy. 15 years after beginning their search, archaeologists found the elusive Anglo-Saxon royal manor dating from 700 to 700 AD in a beer garden. Keyhole excavation from last year show the site as an important one, but archaeologists had no idea what they would find in the beer garden of the Market Inn pub until they finished their comprehensive dig last month. Among the treasured items found, that there was a royal rubbish dump holding masses of wild boar, deer bone and leftovers from the king's feast, and a grass-tempered pot. Probably very expensive pots, very expensive food, and it was basically like being a lord and lady of the manor. So it was they were all very posh. Pub holders and licensees, David and Sue Pott, invited the history buffs to rummage through the soil at their traditional Kent drinking hole in Faversham, while customers watched on amazed. With human remains dating back to the end of the Ice Age, Faversham is much older than the tidal Canterbury, could even be the England's oldest human settlement. I know that these guys had, Mr. Potts said, I know that these guys had been looking for Saxon finds in Faversham for a while. In particular, the so-called kings of the manor. I suspected there might be some evidence of human activity near the pub, but I don't think anybody expected anything on this scale. Dr. Pat Reed of Faversham History Archaeological Research Group oversaw the 20-strong team of volunteer diggers from the 13th to the 28th of July. That's a few months ago. It is thought to be the spot where servants piled up the feasted meaty bone from the nearby manor, which probably belonged to one of the kings of Kent. After spending 15 years looking for proof of the manor, I'm absolutely delighted about the whole thing. It's very exciting, said Dr. Reed. The kings would stop over at the manor, entertain guests with huge feasts, and this is where the bones would end up. There is nothing better for an archaeologist than a rubbish dump. Tidy people who recycle and sweep up leave nothing for us. Very true. That's very, very true. Diggers also discovered possible iron ore slag. Slag? Oh, iron ore. I can't say the word because it's a rude word. S-A-L, sleek, meaning the site may have also been used for metalworking, confirming the Kent's town's origins, said Dr. Reed, 75. Dr. Reed hopes everything will be donated to the Faversham Museum for a special exhibition. Yes, because that's where they should be. That is where they should be. Article 3. Roman pen. The Roman biro complete with jokes found at London's building site. It was by the Observer, and we shall have a look. So, the Observer. Okay. Biro complete with joke found at London building site. Iron stylus covered at Bloomsbury building site in the City of London is one of the most human finds, said archaeologists. It sounds just like the kind of joke that is unambiguous today in the cheap and cheerful souvenir industry. I went to Rome and all I got was this lousy pen, but the tongue-in-cheek inscription recently deciphered on a cheap writing implement during excavations of the City of London is in fact about 200 years old. I've come to the city and I bring you a welcoming gift with a sharp point that you may remember me. I ask if fortune allows that I might be able to give it as generously as the way is long and my purse is empty, it reads. So there's two jokes. There's a few jokes. They had a tourist shop and someone dropped it out of their luggage. I don't know. The message was inscribed of the iron stylus dating from around AD 70. A few decades after Roman London was founded, the implement was discovered by Museum of London archaeologists during excavation for the Bloomberg European headquarters next to Cannon Street Station, on the bank of the Walbrook, a now lost tribute of the Thames. Michael Marshall, a senior Roman find specialist, said it was an absolutely spectacular object. It's one of the most human objects from Roman London. It's very unpretentious and witty, and they give you a real sense of the person who wrote it. They came to London to see how it was and see what it was like, and they either dropped the couple of pencils by accident or they couldn't afford the luggage thing. The Bloomberg dig took place between 2010 to 2014 and uncovered some 14,000 artefacts which the archaeologists are still working through. The inscription was now exceptionally difficult to read, partly due to the corrosion of the writing. It is only legibly now following work by conservators and other finds, including more than 400 waxed writing tablets, which offer insight to the first decades of the Roman rule in Britain. These tablets are hugely interesting documents, largely relating to the legal and business matters of the city. For the stylus is an exceptionally personal, which you can pick up on the amount of afflection and good humour. The stylus are about the length of modern pencils, and the elaborate and inexpensive jokery text crammed onto the slim designs. Archaeologists describe it as an unparalleled in its poetry and humour, as barely a handful of inscribed examples have been found anywhere in the whole of the Roman Empire. The inscription reflects the importance of writing and allowing trade, soldiers and officials posted across the Roman Empire to keep in contact with friends, family, perhaps hundreds of miles away. It would have enabled people separated by geography to share a joke, says Marshall. If you go to the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford, you can see the stylus now on display until January 2020. I don't know what to think of that. I just think it's quite amazing to have this. That's the Roman bit. I do like my Roman things. Roman and World War II things. Anyway, let's get on to Trowel of the Week. Today's Trowel of the Week is from BBC News. And I just thought, it being royal, it being golden, and it being very, very funny. For the people who had the nicked from the display and you could actually go and use it, I just thought it's a marvellous, really, really funny story. So here we go. It's from BBC News. Golden toilet stolen from Blenheim Palace burglary. Somewhere there's a golden toilet, or it's being melted. I don't know, with everybody's poos and weeds and if you're eating, do apologise and I'm very sorry. But it's just funny, the fact that they plumb this piece of golden artwork into the plumbing at Blenheim Palace. Oh my god. An 18-carat solid golden toilet has been stolen in a burglary overnight at Blenheim Palace. The gang broke into the Oxfordshire Palace at about 4:50 a.m. and stole the artwork, Thames Valley Police said. The working toilet, entitled America Because It's Golden, which has visitors that have been invited to let the people actually sit on it. It's madness. So you could do your number 1 and number 2s on there. Oh my God, really? Has not been found, but someone has been arrested. The burglary caused significant damage and flooding because the toilet was plumbed into the building, police said. It was part of an exhibition by Italian conceptual artist Marnizzo Cattatonian that opened on Thursday. The 18th century stately home is a World Heritage Site, the birthplace of St Winston Churchill. It's currently closed at the moment while the investigations continue. Speaking last month, Edward Spencer Churchill, half-brother of the current Duke of Marlborough, said he was relaxed about the security for the artwork. It's not going to be an easy thing to nick. Visitors to the exhibition were free to use the palace throne for its intended purpose with 3-minute time limit to avoid the queues. Detective Inspector said, the piece of artwork that has been stolen is a very highly valued toilet. No shit, Sherlock. And it's a toilet made out of gold that was on display in the palace. We believe, and then it goes on what they believe, where it is and who they are. In a tweet, Blenheim Palace said it would remain shut for the rest of the day, but would reopen on the Sunday. Palace Chief Dominic Hare said they were saddened by this extraordinary event, but also relieved that no one was hurt. The golden toilet was famously offered to US President Donald Trump in 2017. So yeah, I just thought it was quite light-hearted. It must have been very heavy, and it must have been very hard to actually take it away. I hope that Blenheim Palace and the artist gets his golden toilet back. So yeah, that was podcast number 6. Please like, please share. I will see you in the next one.